When two drifters try to make money working the fields, they find themselves at Tyler Ranch when they get closer to their dream. But can their dream be fulfilled, or has it been doomed since Weed, California? This is the Monkey Knife Half Free coming through the ashes to your computer screens. And today I'll be reviewing the film of Mice and Men. It's based on a book by John Steinbeck and directed by Gary Sinise. George Milton, played by Sinise, our director, and Lenny Small, played by John Malkovich, are two travellers who are looking for employment in the Great Depression. George is quick-witted, however, Lenny is mentally disabled. He is very slow and has George looking after him. The two are fleeing from their previous employment in Weed, California, and other farmers chase them after Lenny is falsely accused of attempting rape when he touched and held on to a young woman's red dress. The two go to work on a ranch called Tyler Ranch. They meet the boss of the ranch. He becomes wary of Lenny's mental condition, but George saves their jobs by lying and saying that Lenny is his cousin and that he was kicked in the head by a horse when he was a kid. George and Lenny make friends with Candy, a one-handed ranch hand, and Crooks. He's an educated and intelligent black man who is extremely bitter and isolated because of his colour. Obviously, in that time, black people were frowned upon. Lenny makes an enemy of the boss's son, Curly, because of his size. Obviously, Curly is a small gentleman, and Lenny is a big whopper. He's intimidated by him, and he bullies Lenny whenever he can. And obviously, him being not of sound mind, he doesn't know what he's doing. Curly's wife comes out of the bunkhouse to flirt with the workman now and again, and catches the eye of Lenny, who calls her Purty, which is pretty obviously. When the other farmhands make fun of Curly, and he takes his anger out on Lenny, he actually attacks him. George tells Lenny to fight back, which he does. He crushes Curly's hand by grabbing his hand and crushing it. And obviously you see the blood in the film. It's very scary what Lenny could do, but doesn't know that he's doing it. George is worried about his and Lenny's future on the ranch. However, Slim, one of the farmhands, one of the lead farmhands, he gives Curly an ultimatum. Leave them alone and don't breathe a word, especially to his dad, and no one will say anything. If anyone asked, he would have hurt his hand in machinery. Lenny was given a puppy by Slim because his dog had little pups. As he likes to stroke soft things of, as I say, the soft dress that we heard about earlier, he stroked it too hard and the puppy unfortunately dies. He didn't know that he was doing it. He stroked it too hard and it died, sadly. Curly's wife comes in and sees the puppy on the floor and tells Lenny about her hopes and dreams. She doesn't really say that because other people just think she's after them for one thing, and she tries to make a friend out of Lenny, and she tells Lenny to stroke her hair, saying how soft and velvety it is, and obviously Lenny likes soft things. He strokes her hair. However, he goes a bit too rough. He doesn't know what he's doing, and unfortunately kills her. And he flees, and he's very distraught at this, and Candy finds her. And in the barn, and all the farmhands, especially Curly, who's been in for Lenny since the start, they all start to go after him. But Lenny has finally kept his promise to George, the only promise that he could remember, because being at the start he forgets his promises. If he got into any trouble, he would hide in the brush. They slept in the night before they entered the ranch and started employment there. He was found there, George finds him there, and tells Lenny to dream about their ranch, the ones that they were going to do, the pigs and the cows and the rabbits, which Lenny really wanted. That was his dream, amongst all other things. And to spare Lenny a painful and slow death, at the hands of the mob. George shoots Lenny in the back of the head, which I find personally really sad. It's a sad tale of Mice and Minnie's. It was doomed at the start. You know that Lenny's fate was sealed when, and George was going to be the one to do it when he fled weed. And his mental capabilities, you knew that he couldn't really survive. This is a real good one for me because it brings back memories of my English studies. I did my essay, I did my GCSEs with Mice and Men, and I thoroughly enjoyed this film. And I give this one a 9.5 out of 10. Okay, thank you very much for watching my review of Mice and Men, and take care. Bye bye.